Deafheaven. Ordinary, corrupt human love. Viewer discretion advised, I guess. You can kind of make out what the heck is happening here. I couldn't at first either. But if you figured it out for me, good on you, I guess. So, I'm gonna be straight about this. I'm usually not much for black metal. But, and, you know, I've heard things. I've had a buddy of mine even say something about, you know, you heard Sunbather? And I was like, yeah, it's okay. Don't really get the hype. But yeah, this record, but somehow, after a few times hearing this record, there are at least moments or things that are happening here with the previous efforts. In fact, after the Sunbather, I kind of just like, and then hearing about, you know, one person going as far as to say that New Bermuda was more evil sounding. Yeah, I checked out upon hearing those words. So, yeah, y'all haven't figured out, I'm not much for black metal, and neither am I for grindcore. You have to be a special something, or have something in particular at points going on for me to be able to be like, okay, alright, I could kind of dig it. I didn't get that out of Sunbather, and like I said with New Bermuda, evil sounding wasn't anything that was going to sell me. And, you know, some metalheads were like, I hate the new Deafheaven. I was like, why? I must know. I'll give this a shot. And even Nintendo didn't like it, but my thoughts are honestly, if you've heard of Johnny from Viral Rack, who also used to be from Mad Sounds podcast, I'd recommend you hear what he has to say, because for the most part, I pretty well will say exactly about the same things. Though I'm not very huge on the black metal scene, so aside from maybe Emperor or Isan, or anything related to that, such as Lepros, or maybe early Opeth in the progressive black metal, I really do not care for anything black metal. I mean, I've known of artists like Immortal, or kind of sort of heard of things like Bathory, or, you know, and it's more the fact that I respect Isan because he at least thinks that the whole burning churches thing is stupid. And it's also the fact that, well, if, you know, they're going to do it, what makes them think that what churches they have, apparently, aren't going to probably get burned down by some Catholic who's out on who wants to seek some, who wants to be avenged for his own faith. I mean, we got Crusades and we had freaking Inquisition. Because of things like the Protestant Reformation, all this other bullcrap. And, yeah. So, it's kind of dumb. And bands like this, in terms of aesthetic, kind of say that. In fact, to the extent of the whole true cult metalhead bullshit. And that level of metal elitism that's just, no. No. You ruin it for everyone else who's, you know, trying to stick with their own beliefs in particular, but still try to enjoy metal in spite of those. And those opposing forces that are overtaking metal, usually. that's almost kind of sort of sadly the only thing I will say anything good involving the nu metal genre that I was kind of grew up more in. And there are bands like Slipknot that kind of became gateway drugs to these more extreme ideas, and maybe even Mudvayne, or possibly just... I'm just blanking on that. I'm getting in a rant with that. But as far as Deafheaven is concerned, this album needed to be more something that to where, in terms of this genre or in terms of what black metal is, they needed to do something of the sense that it could be a proper gateway to other bands who want to get into the black metal scene and see that there's possibly more to it than all this true cult metal, satanic burning churches type of bullshit, which is what bands like Emperor and Isan try to, say more about, even though there's still Hail Satan bullcrap in there. And that's part of the reason why I don't care for black metal. And grindcore is just veganism turning up the violence to 11, depending on what form of grindcore you get. And with this, there's definitely, thank God, more shoegaze elements and post-rock than there is black metal for me. And when they do, they find a proper balance, and I love the guitar work here. In fact, this one comes off of more 90s and 80s elements of, like, maybe shoegaze in the softer passages, but with the harder passages, there's this more grungy, alt-rocky kind of thing happening with some of the guitars. And there are times where they do kind of have a very more melodic, sort of black metal-ish kind of guitar stuff passages. And I feel like certain tracks found in, whether it be, I'm guessing, like you've heard here from Honeycomb, which was like the lead-off single, and then your Canary Yellow. And I mean, the passages I showed you aren't exactly the highlights that I enjoy. Glint is actually one that contains one of the more worthwhile ones. Worthless Animal was pretty good. It was pretty good. I mean, after Glint, it kind of does lose its steam a little bit. Night People's fine. Apparently, Chelsea Wolfe, some bigger indie artists named Chelsea Wolfe does some vocal things here, and it's not bad. I mean, it's sad to hear that the parts that are usually more in my field, on the softer side of things, don't exactly resonate as well as the parts where they actually do with the black metal stuff, which is kind of weird even on my end. And they just find somehow a balance, and I like it where you get these nice little blast beaty hardcore drum beat sort of mishmashing machine with the drums is kind of cool, And there are times, especially in Worthless Animals, there's some parts where it comes off super kind of reminds me of some post-hardcore kind of stuff, and from early Thrice. As is kind of an example, the kind of those kind of sort of speed metal-ish kind of guitars. I like those speed metal, melodic hardcore infused guitar, post-hardcore-y, like post-hardcore in that skate punk kind of way, in the sense that they draw the speed metal, melodic hardcore elements from that into that genre, and it shows in those moments are the kind of moments that make me start enjoying myself a little more, and show that there's a sense of diversity and there's a little bit more of something good going on at the music. I can't say much lyrically, honestly. At least not yet here. It's more, at this point, it's more their own sound rather than the actual lyrics themselves, which I guess aren't really bad, that I know of. Yeah, they don't sound too bad. Yeah. Some do come off a little more brutal, I guess. Glint does, I get, from what I'm reading here. Night People, I guess, is fine. I mean, yeah. I did hear there was some issues, apparently, with the band. Here and there. Oh, and some guy named Ben Cholosum or something. And apparently there's spoken word on the first track, You Without End, which I just kind of skipped over and figured you'd want to hear the stuff that makes what this genre is, black and shoegaze. Even though the other genre that it is referred, though the genre as it is referred to is short, is black gaze, which could be misconstrued for something else if you take it out of context. So, part of the reason why I feel like there should be a death gaze band or something. Sounds way more metal sounding, honestly. No one would complain about saying that. I'm surprised no band has done that. Maybe they need to be like a death doomy band that has the shoegaze in it, and then maybe that'll be death gaze or something. Who knows? That'd be kind of cool. Just throwing that out there. For any band out there, Bandcamp, let me know. If those type of bands are out there, show yourselves, you know. Be nice. But yeah, the Honeycomb and the Little Canary, I mean, I feel like I need to show some examples if I can skip through them here. Let me pause this and I'll show you. I get like Dinosaur Jr. vibes, you know what I mean? Now you get where I'm coming from of what, but those moments that come off like that, or have those weird post-hardcore thing like what had happened somewhere within Worthless Animals, or Animal, sorry. But yeah, overall, this is kind of more the proper gateway album to me. I feel like the band needs to kind of, I hope they've worked something out to where they could finally make a real, true, you know, proper little album to hopefully send them off, I guess, because I don't think they should break up after this record. I really like them to give me an album I can like in its entirety and get behind in its entirety. And this one is kind of coming close to that. It's got to the point where I almost feel like I probably should look back at Sunbather and actually give New Bermuda a chance. Like, that's what I feel about this record. And in the moments that it gives me the things that I liked, that I'm more interested in. And the fact that they do this, still have some hardcore beat, with maybe even still have blast beat kind of stuff going, is, while that stuff, kind of passages are going, is kind of cool to me, you know? And I want to hear more of that, you know? In fact, I want to hear more cleans in moments like these. You know, I don't mind them. I'm become tolerable of the black metal screeching to a degree, but I mean, there are times where it's whatever. I can't fully recommend it, but there are moments in here that are worthwhile passages that kind of ease those tense moments that have fun with the record, and that's what I want. That's kind of what I wanted, is to finally have a Deafheaven album where I have at least some moments that I can have fun with, though I would like to have those kind of moments be more consistent. Without completely alienating what they've been doing with their black metal sound, which I don't mind the sound itself, but I'm like here nor there with it. But overall, for now, I'm going to just say, thumbs up, guys. You have a little more of my attention with this one. Do more like this, or at least until I find out about the other stuff. If I might have missed something out of New Bermuda. But we'll see. That's overall not bad for your fourth effort, I think. I think your fourth full length. Because of Roads to Judah, apparently. That no one bothers to talk about, I guess. Well, anyway, Deafheaven, Ordinary Corrupt Human Love. What did you think of it? Leave a comment below, let me know. As always, guys, keep it random, keep it real, keep it rocking. We'll see you in the next video, which I'm a little bit more excited, and we'll definitely be properly more in depth to talk about very soon. Take care, y'all.